What's up guys, it's Colin here with Up North Outdoors, and in this video we are going to be camping in what I'm going to call the luxury Sherp, the new Sherp N 1200s, and grouse hunting with my grandpa and friends in northern Minnesota. Well, this is my first time going to my grandpa's annual grouse hunting trip. Every year I haven't been able to make it, so I'm finally going to make it. I'm super stoked. This will be my first time camping in the new big Sherps. Super excited to show you guys how they're laid out. They're going to have a lot more room than that Pro we took to Alaska. And hopefully we'll be able to get a lot of grouse, have a nice grouse dinner, do a little hunt and cook. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, so we're super close to the Canadian border. Grouse hunting is pretty awesome all over Minnesota, but usually the farther you go north, the better it is. So we're about as north as we can get, and we're hauling butt down a little forest road here. We're gonna get to camp soon. Well, I just went and picked up my grandpa. He dropped his fish house at the camp spot, and I got the Sherp all packed up. I have probably a little more organizing to do, but I'm gonna head up there. And I know, I can already feel the comments of how overkill it is me taking a Sherp grouse hunting on ATV trails in Minnesota. I know it's overkill, all right? But here's the deal. One, I don't have a camper. Like a camper that's not a Sherp anyway. Two, I don't have an ATV. And three, I've really wanted to camp in one of these Sherps. And my plan was to do a Sherp camping video this weekend, and I was gonna actually go out on a lake. But then I got this invite from my grandpa to go do this. So I brought the Sherp anyway. I know it's overkill, but I'm having a good time. And it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. One of the cool things about using a Sherp as a camper, even if you're not floating across lakes and crazy swamp and don't necessarily need it for the terrain, it's really convenient to just have your camper on wheels and be able to get through spots that, yeah, you can take a four-wheeler, but you don't have a camper on your four-wheeler, you know? And some spots that'd be iffy maybe to take like a van conversion or something like that, where this is just kind of a do everything. I've got my camper with me all the time. I can sleep wherever I'm at. I have all my stuff with me, and I can still go down the trails. I also still just driving this thing right now, can't get over how roomy it is. After spending 2 weeks in one of those Pros in Alaska with two people, this just feels like a luxury mansion with how much room I have in here now. All right, well, we got into camp. Got the Sherp set up. Grandpa got his camper set up. Making some sandwiches right now. It's a pretty cool little spot. It's got all these rocks that people moved, looks like a long time ago. Nice little fire pit here. It's a pretty cool spot. If you've never been to Minnesota, most of it's just forest and some fields, a little bit of hills and green. There's not much rock until you start coming north. You get north next to the Canadian border or head northeast into the Arrowhead, it gets to be really rocky, which is really cool. There's just a lot of different types of terrain in this state, depending on where you go a few hours one way or another. But yeah, this is gonna be camp for the next couple days. Well, it's like I'm back in Alaska. It's raining again. Pushing 5 o'clock. So we don't have a ton of time left to hunt. It gets dark about 7 now, 6:37. So Grandpa and I are gonna hop on the side-by-side, do a little trail hunting just for the evening, see if we can't get a grouse. And then tomorrow we'll be doing a lot of walking. Hey, Grandpa. Hey. If you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you've seen my grandpa before, but it's the first time making an appearance for a while. Gonna get some birds?
I'm gonna get a first shot. You don't get one, it's on you.
All right. Well, got one already. We drove probably 100 yards from the camp. There was one in the bushes, didn't have time to get the camera on. And we flushed another one and I missed him, but so I gotta find him.
Yeah, here he is.
Oh. Oh yeah. Nice. That's a full grown one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Sweet.
Put some weight to him.
First grouse of the trip, and we were only hunting for 5 minutes. Not even. So if you guys are watching and you're not from here, these are ruffed grouse, and they're basically the chicken of the woods. They're a white meat, not like ducks. They're like a chicken. No dice?
It was good and pretty good.
Yeah. Grouse number 2. I promise I'll strap the GoPro up and get video shooting grouse tomorrow, but we're just kind of hunting for an hour here before dark. So, but it's been a pretty good little evening run. All right, we'll clean up these birds. Oh, I was in such a rush today, cleaning birds with the razor blade, because I forgot to bring my knife, but at least it's got a fresh side on this blade. Just breasted them out right away since I plan on cooking them. So here's where we're gonna be cooking dinner tonight. My grandpa's ice fish house / camper. It's a sweet little rig. I'm gonna cook up some grouse. See how it turned out. Pretty good. It's not that dry. I'm gonna finish this off. I probably rated a 6 out of 10. It's pretty good. I overcooked it a little bit, but not bad. Yeah, or maybe play some cards if the rain's chilling out. Might sit around a campfire a bit and call it a night. All right, crawled into the Sherp here. I'm gonna deflate these tires. Sherp recommends to do it at night, and you really don't have to, but the tires are filled with exhaust. That's how you inflate and deflate the Sherp, is it diverts exhaust straight to the tires. So that exhaust system does run through the inside of the Sherp. So the theory is if you ever got a exhaust leak inside of the Sherp, all that air from the tires would pump into the cab and you could, you know, die of carbon monoxide poisoning. Never had that happen before, but it's easy enough to flip the switch and air down. So that's what I like to do. Unless if I had a carbon monoxide detector in here, then I wouldn't be worried about it. But diesel particulate fumes are also a little bit different. They have other fumes that can kill you. It's not carbon monoxide, and those detectors are really expensive. I'm gonna get the lights on in here. Spent some quality time with my grandpa and my uncle. We stayed up way too late playing cards. It's almost midnight. and we're getting up early to hunt all day tomorrow. So, but it's all right because I've been gone so much lately. I haven't been able to spend as much time with my grandpa, and you know that's important. I've just got a cheap sleeping mat here. I'm gonna lay out. So I'll lay this one down as extra padding. Also, call me weird, but when I'm sleeping in these zero bags, one thing I learned in Alaska is I like to unzip a little hole in the feet. When I wake up in the middle of the night hot, usually my feet are the hottest thing. So I gotta stick my little toes out and get some cold air. Well, guys, I'm gonna try to get comfy, and I will let you know in the morning how the first night goes in the big Sherp. All right, already? I think I'm liking it. So good night. Oh, good morning. I stayed warm all night, didn't have to turn the heater on at all. Woke up a handful of times, but it's comfy. That tint on the windows of the Sherp is deceiving. Makes it look a lot darker out than it is. I forgot about that. I'm gonna figure out some grub and probably get out hunting.
Rock, you can see the person. They walk around right amongst them, dumping feed out there. So 71 goes up, you get the big question. No, usually
About 12, 13 years ago.
Mixed, really low. Right now.
Sasquatch,
You think so?
for sure.
That's what the kids at school told me.
All right. Yeah, good luck. Well, we're gonna do some walking this morning. My grandpa likes putzing on the side-by-side, but I like to walk. I still got good legs, and yeah, I can't cover as much ground, but I feel like I have a better chance at shooting some when they flush up. Probably walk on the trail a ways, and I'll find some juicy looking woods. I'll probably do a little bushwhacking. Got my Garmin on me, leaves a little breadcrumb trail, and my Onyx maps, so not too worried about getting lost. There's a grouse right there, right off the trail. I was talking to the camera and walking out saying what I'm gonna do, and a grouse flushed right there. Didn't even, I had my gun on my shoulder and the camera in my hand.
They're there, aren't they?
Yeah. Good luck. Do a little off-roading. Mister is way too far. Flushed really quick. Well, I'm stopped here shedding a layer. Let me read you guys a real quick Bible verse of the day. This is Romans 1:17. For in the gospel, the righteousness of God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith from first to last, just as it is written, the righteous will live by faith. Jesus loves you guys. If you don't know who Jesus is, he's the way, the truth, and the life. I encourage you to repent, believe in Jesus, accept him into your heart, and I'll see you in paradise.
What do you want? I love you.
Well, didn't end up getting one this morning. Flushed 2 birds. Just cooking up some brats, making an easy lunch here. My grandpa's on his way back right now. He said he got one, so that makes me really happy. I really wanted him to at least be able to get on 1 bird. All right, guys, while my brats cool off and I wait for my grandpa, I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour of this Sherp. So this is a 2024 Sherp N 1200. If you don't know what a Sherp is, they are hands down the most capable off-road vehicle on the planet. I have taken these Sherps through swamp, bog, timber, crossed lakes, through 8 feet of snow, crossed rivers with them. I've climbed from deep water back onto ice with them. They are absolutely unstoppable. I would confidently take these things anywhere. I just got done crossing mountains in Alaska with them last month. These machines still impress me every single day. If you've watched my other videos, like the Alaska videos, those videos I was using a 2019 Sherp Pro. As you'll notice, these ones are a lot bigger, and they're taller too. I have the tires deflated right now, just so it doesn't shake around when I'm sleeping, and if there was a leak, I don't suffocate from the exhaust fumes, because they utilize the exhaust to inflate the tires. So this Sherp, on the outside, I'll kind of just go over everything that I've added, and then I'll give you guys a tour of how I have it set up on the inside. So starting on the front, we have a light bar that we put on the top. The headlights are really bright, but it never hurts to have extra light if you ever have to run at night. Moving down, we have our custom bumper system that we made. I'll put an image of what the Sherps look like standard here. So this, as you can see, we've kind of really redone the front end. My dad actually is a fabricator by trade, and he designed and worked on for a year designing this front door and bumper system. So this front bumper is all made with stainless steel, and then the door that we made is aluminum to make it lighter to be able to open and close. We have a 5,500 pound Warn winch integrated in the front of the bumper. And you know, we've got these brush cards. We also added the brush cards for the headlights as well. And this really helps when you're having to drive through a lot of thick brush with the Sherps. Sometimes there's situations, especially when we're on our own property, where we got to make a trail or get through some tight stuff, and you have branches thwacking, and that can definitely do a lot of damage on your body or break out your headlights. So this is just really nice to have this extra protection. We also added shackle mounts on the front of it as well for recovery or recovering other people. But the thing that's so awesome about this is this front step. So we designed this front step. It drops right to the ground when the tires are deflated. When the tires are inflated, you really have to only step up just a little bit to be able to get in and out. The steps that these come with factory, they're okay and they do the job, but you have to step a little higher. They're a little wobbly. It's kind of a flip down deal. And this step just makes it really, really nice to easily get in and out of the Sherp. This is where we really put a lot of work into. It utilizes a tension spring, so it's almost pretty much zero weight. It doesn't hardly weigh anything. You can close it with one finger and open it with one finger. This makes entry really easy. Moving over to the side of the machine here, these Sherps do come with side mirrors. A lot of times they get folded in like these ones are when you're going through tight trails, but they are nice to have. And then behind me right here, we've got more lighting. So we have flush mount lights mounted on the sides. So these aren't like a bright spotlight, but they just flood 120 degrees around the unit, the perimeter, so you can see what is close to you. Then if you want to light up a 40-acre field, we got light bars on the side. These are custom stainless steel protectors that we made for them so they don't get ripped off by branches and brush. They do a really good job. And that's if you want to really light out a long ways, long distance out to the sides. They're really nice if you're looking for something or looking for people, like search and rescue like to use those, or, you know, duck hunting or any kind of hunting really, if you're trying to, you know, get set up, if you're allowed to use light to do that. We also have one set of side windows on these. They're a lot bigger than the windows we put in the Pro. There's a lot more room to be able to put windows in here. Moving to the back, we have those same perimeter flush mount lights in the back, so you can see what's behind you when you're backing up. And then this is just the standard window, pops open, pop the tailgate. We got just a flat tailgate that sticks out with a ladder system right here. You can drop down for easy enter and exiting. This ladder actually, it's hitting the ground now because it's aired down, but when it's in the water, those couple bottom rungs actually go in the water, so it makes it really easy to climb in and out of the water if you're swimming or something like that. That's pretty much what we got going on the outside, so let's hop on to the inside of the machine. So the first thing you'll notice is how roomy it is in here. A lot roomier than the older Sherp Pros. So you have adjustable front seats. You can push them way back. You can lay them back. I'm 6'3" and if I put the seat all the way back, I have trouble reaching the pedals. So you have just tons of room in the front. You're not cramped up at all. A lot of room for a passenger as well. You also have a lot more kind of arm space on both sides to be able to set stuff, rest your arm. You do have the same storage cubbies above each head to be able to store stuff, and you got some cup holders in here, which is new. You got some cup holders on that side, and you got a cup holder up here for the driver. Kind of moving through what we got going in here. This is just your main screen. This runs all of your gauges instead of analog gauges like the old Sherps. Right here we have a Garmin Tread XL. It's the biggest overland it's the biggest overland GPS that Garmin makes. We've got a RAM mount right here. You can hold your phone while you're driving, keep everything in place. Then you just got all your switches, like your blinkers, your inflate, deflate. That's how you inflate and deflate the tires. It's just one switch here. So if you want to deflate, you flip it to the negative. You want to inflate, you flip it to the positive and give it some gas. The old Sherps, you had to open a manual valve and then hit a switch. So it's one less extra step you have to worry about. And then we just have switches for like our light bars and things like that. Also, they added a lot of USB chargers kind of all over, 12-volt chargers on both sides. Makes it really easy to charge up camera equipment, phones, GPSs, things like that while you're on the move. They also have a brake pedal in these ones. The older Sherps did not. You just brake by pulling both your sticks back. So this one you've got a pedal where you can stop with as well, or you can still stop pulling both sticks. These are a 6-speed manual transmission instead of a 5-speed, and they have a really good parking brake that actually works. One thing we did add on this too is a clear roof hatch, so you can see out of the top. It's kind of a nice little addition that we added. And we also just added a rear roof hatch. This is the first Sherp we've done that style of rear hatch in, so that's gonna be really cool to try out, especially if we're able to get out and do some waterfall hunting. Now we're gonna move to the back. Excuse the mess because I kind of just have all my stuff spread out here and it's kind of dirty because it's been muddy and raining. So we added these interior fans. We have one basically at each corner of the Sherp, and we have two in the back. What these do is, one, really help for defrosting and defogging the windows when it's cold outside and you have the windows shut. Then in the summertime, when you have the windows shut, it really helps kind of move the AC around. And speaking of AC, these have AC. So they got an AC unit on the top, and it actually is plumbed to a compressor on the engine. And it does a pretty good job keeping it cool when you need it to. Now looking in the back here, we can set these up a few different ways. We have just 2 high-backed seats. You can fit 4, or you can do no seats. If I was strictly doing nothing but overlanding and not having extra passengers, I'd probably opt for no seats and having all of the extra storage in the back. Or we can do 6 flip-down seats on the sides. But this one's set up with 2 seats. We have an extra heater right here. This is an extra 35,000 BTU heater, so it can really help keep this machine warm even when it's 40 below, which we'll be testing that this winter. I want to do some extreme cold camping. And then the side bunks are way bigger in these Sherps. As you can see, this is where I slept. So I have a sleeping mat set up with a couple sleeping bags and my pillows. I slept there all night, really good. And have more gear, my bag and stuff like that shoved up there. These bunks are wider on the sides than the Sherp Pro. The Sherp Pro, we had to make extra beds, otherwise your body's kind of hanging off and it's not very comfortable to sleep. These are plenty wide, you have room to roll over, and unless you're wanting to sleep with like your significant other or something and have room, you can easily sleep with 2 people in here. Otherwise, we have made bed setups with brackets here that set up and make a board across, and you can actually fit up to a king size mattress in here if you wanted to, and then store your gear under. So there's kind of a lot of options, but this is kind of how I like to run mine. Up on the sides, we actually just put these in before we left for this trip, is storage. Usually these Sherps, it's just empty dead space up here. So we put these storage cabinets up on the side. And you just have an insane amount of space to be able to store all your gear up and out of the way, so everything's not flopping around. The smaller Sherp Pros, they just don't have the room for that, and you kind of end up having to get creative, strapping stuff up on the sides and everything, so you don't have all your gear flopping. So all that storage that we have really makes it nice. Then up there you can see that's our other roof hatch. It's a clear one as well. That opens up, and you can stand up and look out there, do some spotting, do some duck hunting, whatever you want to do. It's nice to have a hatch in the back and the front. Right here is our Webasto heater. So it only got down in the 40s and I had a warm bag, so I didn't end up needing to use it. But that is the diesel heater. So that actually runs without the engine running. So you can turn that on. There's a little electric fuel pump and it burns off of diesel fuel that just runs and pumps heat into the cab, or you can switch it to pump heat into the engine compartment to warm it if you're doing a really cold start. That heater's awesome. It'll run for about 8 hours until it kills your main battery on the Sherp, and then you do have a secondary battery. So it's plenty to be able to keep you warm, keep heat pumping in all night. So that's pretty much what I've got going in here for camping. This is kind of set up for, you know, a few nights type of deal. If I were to do a longer trip, like a couple weeks, like the Alaskan trip, I would definitely want to add some kind of battery bank charger system like I did on the Pro. You could hook that up to the alternator so that charges while you're running, and then do solar setup. I just haven't gotten around to doing that on this trip because I haven't needed it yet, and I probably won't be doing a trip longer than a week until next year if I decide to do Alaska again. So, but yeah, I guess one more thing we did add, I don't have them here, but you see all the snaps here? We have snap-on side vent covers. Those are really nice in the wintertime. It really helps keep the heat inside the machine and keep you warm, so you don't have cold air blowing and sucking all the engine heat out, because these actually, you know, get a lot of heat just from the residual engine heat as well. I absolutely butchered the buns, but these are my hands-down favorite brats in the world. They are jalapeno and cheddar wild rice links. They're made by Steve's Smoky Acres out of Minnesota. So they're kind of a local deal, but if you can ever find these, they are delicious.
The thing that's holding them back is America's Most Wanted.
That's right.
All right, say your piece.
Well, I haven't shot a bird yet today. I'm not as lucky as Daryl here, but we're gonna go out now and see if we can't get one.
Well, you better be coming back with one, or don't come back at all.
And we've never been on America's Most Wanted.
That's right.
That's what someone
We
on
aren't
America's Most
currently
Wanted
wanted.
would say.
We're not currently wanted by any law enforcement agency.
So we're open to video.
Yeah.
All right, good luck, guys. That was my main hunting crew right there. My grandpa driving the side-by-side, and then Big Matt. He's been a good friend of my grandpa's for years. I've grown up, actually, my grandpa's the one that got me into hunting and really got me into the outdoors growing up. He took me deer hunting for the first time. We did a lot of deer hunting with Big Matt too, and figured I'd let them go take the side-by-side, and I'm gonna hoof it a little bit more and see if I can't shoot one grouse using my legs today. My grandpa did end up getting one. He got that one this morning, so we get a few more and we have enough for a meal. Well, I walked all the trails I could get to next to camp. And it's getting late, and it's about time to get home to my wife and my baby. So probably gonna go meet my grandpa and Big Matt back at the truck. My grandpa said Big Matt got one, so that makes me happy. Means Big Matt at least got one, my grandpa got one, and I got one. I got two. That makes me happy. Nobody was skunked. Big Matt and his wife, I think they're gonna stay out here tomorrow too, so they'll have an even better chance of more bird. And you know, we didn't limit out every day, but I got to spend some quality time with my grandpa and friends and my uncle, and I got to enjoy God's beautiful creation. So no complaints from me.
One bird.
One bird?
One bird.
Just get back and smile, man.
Oh, I see two back here.
Yeah, that was the one from before.
Oh, it's the one you got this morning, Grandpa?
Yeah, that, you know, the one he never cleaned.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, I'll see you in a minute then.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't done this in years, but the way you're supposed to clean these things, the easiest way is you just step on their wings, grab their feet, and pull. And it just rips those breasts out from everything. It pulls everything off, I guess, the wings. Breasts, if you're transporting them, you got to keep the wing on them, so there you go. Now stick your finger in there, make sure you get all the guts out there, and you got a nice clean breast. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna make the 2-hour drive home now. I had a ton of fun filming this video, camping in the Big Sherp for the first time. It was really nice. It was a nice change of pace compared to living in the Sherp Pros. If you guys want to see me do anything with the Sherp, let me know. I have a couple other camping videos down the pipeline that are coming. I'm gonna probably be doing some duck hunting, some fishing. But yeah, as always, guys,